Hi, I'm Dan. I'm the chef at Senate House for University of London. Over the next few days, we're going to send a few recipes out for you. Quick and simple, just to show you what you can do with the ingredients you've got at home, potentially leftovers as well. While we're in this lockdown, food isn't as readily available. So this isn't just about recipes that are good for just eating, keeping full. They're good for your mind, help you keep a bit of balance, and also alongside the videos that we're going to be sending out with our fitness instructors as well, just to show you just how to keep a little bit fitter at home. First recipe today, a little bit left field, is something called Omurice, which is a Japanese favourite. Just going to turn the camera around and I'll show you the ingredients and what we're going to do. So for this recipe, you're going to need around 150 grams of rice that's cooked and chilled, or you can use the pre-cooked rice that comes in the pack. Ready to go, just something that's left over. Roast chicken from our dinner yesterday, a couple of eggs and some peas, some coriander if you wish, any herbs that you'll find at home, clove of garlic, a couple of spring onions, some ginger, which now we can't get fresh, so we're using tubbed. Believe it or not an ingredient I normally use at home, but tomato ketchup, some soy sauce, oil, and a little bit of Cornish sea salt. You'll need 2 pans, a wok or a large frying pan, and a smaller pan for the omelette, hence the name. Right, here we go. Right, so before we start, as always, and definitely in these times, wash your hands, make sure they're nice and clean. I've sang happy birthday twice to myself, I feel proud. Right, straight to it. So all of the ingredients we've got here, quite simple. Spring onions first. Just nicely chopped up, not too fine. You want it to stay a little bit of texture in the pan. And they're going to go straight into the wok, which is oil in and just a nice low heat, as you can hear. Not too hot. You want them to cook, but you don't want them to caramelize. You don't want to cook too much. Back on the garlic. Exactly the same thing again. Just chop that garlic down. Doesn't need to be minced. Just nice fine slices. And what we're going to do, introduce the garlic into the pan with the spring onions. We want to toast the garlic and get a little bit of colour on it, but we do not want the colour to go too dark. If we do that, it's going to go very bitter, and that is not a nice flavour. So you can hear the wok is quite gentle at the moment. From that, roast chicken from the dinner last night, so just the offcuts. And we're going to cut that down as well. Again, very simple dish to prepare and just using ingredients. If you haven't got chicken, pork, any cooked meat really, chicken works well, but exactly the same again. Cooked chicken, straight into the pan. No problem at all. Probably turn the heat up just a little bit on that. There we go. Last thing we've got, coriander. So again, roughly chopped. Everything here is roughly chopped. No need for precise, not for this style of dish. Coriander goes in as well. And last but not least, just some peas from the freezer. They don't need to be cooked in advance, literally straight from the freezer, and straight away. While that starts to cook, we're just going to crack our eggs. So we've got 2 eggs. This should feed 1 person, 2 people at a push. But basically we're going to make a Japanese style omelette, which is a little bit thinner than our Western omelettes. So into the eggs, about 15 mils of soy sauce. And also, we're going to have a little bit of ginger go into the wok in a second. So that's nicely whisked. Just those 2 ingredients. And there we go. Right, in our wok, we've got our ingredients cooking. Again, not too much colour, touch more heat. And you want to keep it quite moist, so a little bit more olive oil will be fine. If you haven't got olive oil, sesame oil, or even veg oil, no real distinguishing between any of those oils. A little bit of ginger, about a tablespoonful of ginger. If you're using fresh ginger, if you've still got fresh ginger, you want to chop up, same as you did with the garlic, probably about 1.5 centimetres of the garlic, of the ginger, sorry. Right, into that, our cooked and cold rice. Again, pre-packaged rice is absolutely brilliant for this. Straight into the pan. Do not use hot rice. Don't cook the rice and then put it in hot. Straight away that's going to stick and that won't be very nice at all. So what we'll do, just move that around the pan. We can turn the heat up a little bit now. The rice is in the pan. A little bit more soy sauce. Again, just the flavour. About another 10 to 15 mil. Tablespoonful really. Get that moving, we can hear it in the wok now. Everything's starting to fry up, and as you can see, the rice doesn't stick. From cold, it will never stick. What we're going to do now is put that on the back heat, and just let that fry away for a second. Now, on the front heat, a little bit of oil to the pan, don't be scared of it. And into that now, as soon as that pan gets a little bit warmer, we're going to pour the egg mix, which is just our eggs and our soy. So the omelette's going to be quite thin, so I'm going to pour it from one side and just let it roll over. Letting it roll over then gets a nice thin coat. What will happen is when we cook the rice, we're going to mould the rice into a bowl, put it onto a plate, and then the omelette is just going to drape over the top of it. Simple as that. Now, the ingredient I said I don't like, but Japanese do use this ingredient with this dish, so I'm going to do it. A little bit of ketchup, not too much. Just a little bit of ketchup in there, and give it a quick stir. Just to add flavour. If it starts to go bright red, too much ketchup, and that's all you'll taste in the dish. That's our rice going, so our pan is now hot enough. Medium to high heat, and then all we're going to do is pour the egg in from one side, about half, and we're just going to let it run down the pan. There's a good amount of oil in there as well. Taking a palette knife, just make sure, or a spoon, just make sure that it's not sticking to the edges. As you can see now, that's going to start to cook. You can roll it around the pan, which will give you a slightly bigger omelette there. Nice and simple. Right, to this now. Our chicken and rice mix is nice and hot, nicely fried. There's no clear white pieces of rice left, which means everything's been coated up nicely. So while our omelette just finishes off, we'll take that off the heat. That's now going to go into our bowl. Like so. Probably shielding the camera a little bit there, but doesn't matter, you can get the idea of what I'm doing. And as you can see, none of the rice has stuck to the bowl. From that, we're just going to press that down to mould it, and then it's going to go onto the plate, turn the plate over. Now we have our moulded rice. Onto that, our omelette is just about ready. And then all we do is just drape that omelette over the top. And as bizarre as it sounds, it actually tastes gorgeous. There is Omurice. You can serve that with a lovely salad, or just as it is for a nice healthy snack. So there it is for today. Omurice, bit of a random one to start. I'll put some more up. We'll probably do something like a protein balls tomorrow, which will then go up. Very simple, and alongside all of our training instructors will be putting their videos up as well. For that, from me, stay safe, keep cooking. Cheers.